Mom, you're 35, and honestly, you're just too old now. I think it's time for a divorce. If you round up, you're basically 40. We're done. Those were the words that shattered my world. But the worst part wasn't even hearing that from my husband. It was hearing my son agree. Yeah, Mom, just leave. We don't need you anymore. Could there be anyone else in the world who gets treated like this by their own family, especially on their birthday? It seemed like they no longer considered me as part of the family. But maybe, just maybe, this was the moment I had been waiting for, the moment to finally get back at them. My name is Darcy, and I'm 34 years old. I live with my 25-year-old husband, Sam, and our 19-year-old son, Jeff. Yes, I had Jeff when I was just 16, all by myself. I worked so hard to raise him, and when I met Sam in my late 20s, I thought life was finally giving me a break. Sam accepted me and my son, and we got married. But looking back, I realize now that their close ages meant Sam and Jeff became more like buddies than father and son. It was cute at first, but as time went on, their behavior toward me started to change, and not for the better. One day while I was cleaning, I found Jeff sprawled out on the living room floor. Jeff, can you move? I'm about to vacuum, I asked politely. What? Just do it when I'm not here, he snapped, not even bothering to look at me. What's with that attitude? Weren't you supposed to go for a part-time job interview today? Jeff shrugged. I felt lazy, so I skipped it. What? We agreed that you'd earn your own allowance. I just gave you $300 the other day. You can't just lie around all day. Oh, shut up, old lady, he retorted. Stop nagging. His words stung, but I was prepared. Lately, I had started recording our conversations because we always argued about who said what. I pulled out my phone and played back his promise to earn his own money. But instead of apologizing, Jeff got even angrier. He lashed out, yelling at me, while I stood there, feeling more like a stranger in my own home. After high school, Jeff neither got a job nor did anything productive. He just lazed around at home, pretending to go to job interviews, but either not showing up or quitting after a few days. His attitude toward me worsened by the day. A few years ago, Sam started calling me old, and Jeff quickly picked up on it. It became their favorite insult, like a cruel inside joke that only they were in on. That day, while I was still reeling from Jeff's outburst, Sam came downstairs, looking grumpy. What's all this noise? You woke me up, he complained. Sam, please say something to Jeff, I pleaded. He skipped his job interview again. Oh, is that all? I'm trying to sleep in on my day off. Let me be, he muttered, waving me off. What do you mean, is that all? It's normal to be upset when your son does nothing all day, I snapped, unable to hide my frustration. Sam looked at me with a smirk. Whoa, scary. Maybe it's menopause. Women do get cranky with age. Jeff laughed at his dad's words. Too funny, Dad. I couldn't believe my ears. How could they belittle me like this? What on earth did I ever do to deserve this kind of treatment from the two people I loved the most? Seeing that I wouldn't fight back, they kept hurling insults at me. Their close bond made them a team, and they used that bond to mock me relentlessly. Lately, they had been intentionally avoiding the meals I prepared, or they wouldn't come home until late at night. Sometimes, Sam would even come home smelling of perfume. Was this really my life? Was this really my family? I started to wonder if I was living in a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. But then I remembered the pain of giving birth to my son, the man who accepted us, and how hard I had worked to keep this family together. So I tried to keep my reactions neutral, not wanting to give them the satisfaction of seeing me break. A few months later, I felt a bit brighter than usual. It was my 35th birthday. They might have forgotten, but I didn't care. I decided to treat myself. After work, I bought a cake and some appetizers, imagining a quiet evening alone. But when I got home, I was surprised to find both Sam and Jeff waiting for me. Why are you two here? I asked, genuinely confused. What are you talking about, Mom? It's your birthday, right? Sam said, smiling. Yeah, it's your birthday, so we came home early, Jeff added. You remembered my birthday? I asked, feeling a glimmer of hope. Of course we're a family, aren't we? Just sit down, Mom. We've got everything ready, Sam said, guiding me to the table. I was deeply touched. For years, they hadn't even acknowledged my birthday, so knowing they cared enough to celebrate was heartwarming. 30 minutes later, my husband and son set the appetizers on plates and put candles on the cake. With big smiles, they sang, "Happy birthday, Darcy." "Happy birthday, Mom." "Thank you both so much," I said, tears welling up in my eyes. "We know it's been tough. Thanks for everything," Jeff said, his tone unusually sincere. "Thanks, Mom," Sam added. "Blow out the candles." Something felt off, but I ignored the nagging feeling in the back of my mind. I blew out the candles, expecting a warm family moment. Instead, they both stood up and started clapping, almost as if they were mocking me. "Done. Good job, Mom. That took forever," Jeff said with a smirk. "Finally free from the old lady," Sam added, his tone dripping with sarcasm. "Wait, what's going on?" I asked, my heart sinking. "She still doesn't get it, Dad. Come on, you tell her," Jeff said, laughing. And then they dropped the bombshell. "We're done with you. You served your purpose. Finally, we're free," Sam said coldly. What are you talking about?" I stammered. "Don't you get it? We don't need a 35-year-old. We're divorcing. Round it up and you're 40. We're cutting ties. Just leave," Sam said, pulling out divorce papers from his bag and slamming them in front of me. "Sam, are you serious about this? A divorce? After everything?" I asked, my voice trembling. "Obviously. Who'd want to be with an old lady like you?" he replied, his words cutting me like a knife. "Old lady. But when we got married, I asked you. I told you I had a child and I'm 10 years older. Are you sure about this?" "And you said yes," I reminded him, desperately trying to understand what had changed. "You were still in your late 20s then, and you were pretty. But everyone ages," he sighed, mocking me. "You think you're so special. Be grateful we even stayed with you past 30, Jeff added. "Exactly. Did you ever think we needed you? You're just an old, crazy person. We really don't care about you. Just leave," Jeff said, his words dripping with disdain. In that moment, the fragile love I had for my family shattered. I was no longer a part of this family. They had prepared the divorce papers, and even my son had rejected me. There was no need for me to endure this any longer. With determination, I signed the divorce papers in front of my husband and son. "Is this what you wanted? Well, you made up your mind quickly, giving up on us, huh? Feeling sorry for yourself now that we've dumped you?" Jeff taunted. I looked down at them and said, "Given up? Dumped? No, I'm the one leaving you." "What are you talking about? Stop playing dumb," Jeff said, dismissing my words. "Enjoy your carefree life while you can. It won't last long," I replied, grabbing the signed divorce papers and packing my things to leave. That night, I stayed in a cheap hotel, and the next day, I visited a lawyer's office. I was done being their doormat. It was time to get back at my husband and son for all the pain they had caused me. A few weeks later, as expected, my husband called. "Hello, Darcy. What the hell is this?" "What are you talking about?" I replied calmly. "Don't play dumb. I just got this certified mail." "Why am I being asked to pay compensation for the divorce?" Sam demanded. "Why?" "Because you cheated," I said, my voice steady. Sam was silent for a moment, and then he stammered, You knew about her?" "Of course I found out by accident. Why didn't you say anything? And now you're demanding compensation?" he asked, trying to regain control of the situation. "I didn't say anything because I thought of you as family. I was devastated when I found out about the affair. I even thought of divorcing you right away, but I endured it because we were family," I said, tears welling up as I spoke my truth. "So you still have feelings for me?" he asked, a hint of hope in his voice. "I'll forget about the divorce if you drop the compensation claim." "Are you serious? After all the insults and the affair, not even an apology? Why should I apologize? It's your fault for getting old. I did nothing wrong. It's all on you for aging," Sam said, his arrogance unshaken. "Fine, I'll see you soon, with my lawyer," I replied, hanging up the phone. The next day I arrived at my former home with my lawyer. Sam and Jeff were waiting for me with smug smiles. "Long time no see. How does it feel to be kicked out by your loving husband and son?" Sam sneered. You've aged a bit since we last saw you. I can't believe you're my mom. Dad's girlfriend is way hotter, Jeff added, his words dripping with venom. Same old with you two. What do you want? If it's about the compensation, we're not paying. Get out. Just seeing you annoys me, Sam said, waving his hand dismissively. All right then, please proceed, I said, nodding to my lawyer. My lawyer began to explain on my behalf. Sam, we're demanding $20,000 in compensation for the divorce due to your affair, and we're asking for an additional $10,000 for the emotional distress Darcy suffered from your verbal abuse. That's a total of $30,000. Wait, $30,000? Sam stammered, visibly shaken by the amount. Sweating, he appealed to the lawyer. Wait a minute, this is ridiculous. I never verbally abused her. We have evidence, the lawyer said, pulling out the recordings I had made. Darcy has been recording your conversations just in case. We've backed it up, so trying to take it from her and erase it won't work. Sam's face turned pale as he realized the gravity of the situation. This can't be... Just so you know, all the evidence Darcy has is valid. We've backed it up, so trying to take it from her and erase it won't work. That's all from me. Darcy, shall we go? My lawyer said, turning to me. As we were about to leave, Sam shouted, Wait! Please, Darcy, I can't afford $30,000. That's not my problem. You brought this on yourself. Remember, you're the one who handed me the divorce papers, I said, my anger boiling over. But I never thought it would come to this, Sam pleaded. What are you saying now? After all the times you insulted me and called me old, now you want to back out of the divorce? You're too convenient, I snapped. But that was just a joke. I never meant it, Sam stammered. I have no intention of getting back with you. I'll make sure you pay the compensation for the divorce. I feel so relieved to be divorcing you. Go to hell, jerk, I said, my voice steady and cold. Sam's face turned ashen, and he was speechless. Seeing this, Jeff hesitantly approached me. Mom, wait, if Dad pays the compensation, he won't have any money left. So, you'll still give me an allowance, right? Like the usual $500 a month? I couldn't help but laugh at his audacity. What's so funny? Why would I give you an allowance? Jeff asked, confused. But you're my mom, and I'm still a minor, he protested. Oh, didn't you know? The law changed in April. Adulthood starts at 18 now, so you know what that means? Jeff's face turned pale as he realized what I was saying. That means... Yes, that means you're 19, an adult. I have no obligation to support you. Get a job, you lazy bum. Mom, you can't just leave me like this, Jeff shouted, panic in his voice. I'm not your mom anymore. Just like you abandoned me, I'm abandoning you. I won't help you, no matter what. You and your low-life father can sink together, I said, turning my back on them. Ignoring my ex-son's cries, I left with my lawyer. Soon after our divorce was finalized, my ex-husband apparently went into debt to pay me the compensation. He quickly remarried his mistress, but it turned out she had borrowed thousands from loan sharks under his name. She's now missing, and he's hiding from the debt collectors. As for my ex-son, he got a part-time job at a grocery store, but was fired quickly due to his laziness. He's now often seen spending nights in parks, his life spiraling downward. It's ironic how similar they are, even though they're not blood-related. Some might say it's irresponsible to abandon one's child, but I don't regret my decision. I have feelings too. I'm not a robot. I refuse to dedicate my life to such people. After enduring so much, from now on, I'll cherish myself and live a life